Hi, I'm Sylvia the Golfer, and if you're watching this video, then you have to help me celebrate my 1-year golf anniversary. This time last year, September 2023, I took my very first golf lesson. So let's rewind a little bit. Why did I start playing golf? I wanted something that was for me. I wanted something that it was a hobby that was all mine, something that I can escape to just to have that reset, to have that me time. And golf was always something that I just thought was never for me. And I've gone to Topgolf, I've did the miniature golf, and I've always enjoyed it, but I just never thought that it was something that I could play because there's really not a lot of people that look like me playing, so it was just one of those things I didn't think were for me. Last year, I was on Instagram and randomly saw a post for a female golf clinic at a golf course in my area. It's a company called For the Ladies, and if you are a lady, I will put the information and links and all that stuff down below. They put on these golf clinics all over the US, and I just thought, okay, why not? I've been kind of thinking about a hobby, something that I can get into, so why not? So I called up one of my girlfriends and I said, hey, there's this golf clinic going on in a few weeks. I really want to check it out. Do you want to go? And she was like, yeah, sure. I didn't have golf clubs. I didn't have anything. I went on Amazon, bought a cute outfit because obviously, you need a cute outfit. So we went and I had the best time. It was such a safe environment. I didn't feel intimidated. I was surrounded by, other women who were like me, who wanted to learn how to play, who didn't necessarily have anybody to play with, and who may have been intimidated going to the golf course, going to the range, because, it's a male-dominated sport. So it felt good to be around other women who were like, yeah, like we want to play too, but we just don't know how. So that golf clinic really opened my eyes. We went through, the driver, the wedges, the irons, how to actually, chip a shot in. Like they went through everything with us. I didn't have clubs. They provided clubs, for me at the course. And I just really enjoyed it. And I thought to myself, this could be it. But it wasn't until I hit the ball successfully. So we were working on the driver and I'm just swinging. I'm swinging away and I'm hitting nothing but air. I'm swinging at the air. The ball is not moving anywhere. I'm about to throw my back out. Like it was a mess. But the moment I made contact with that ball, the moment I hit the ball correctly and it went flying.
There you go! They went so far!
Wow, okay. I'm so proud. Now, it didn't go straight and it didn't go far, but I hit it and I hit it successfully. In that moment, I thought, yeah, no, this is it. This is it. And I've been chasing that feeling ever since. Golf is such an up and down sport. Like, you could play one hole really, really well and think, oh my God, I am just on cloud 9. And then the next hole, you completely suck. So I've been chasing that feeling of, oh my God, I did it right for a year now. This past year, I've learned a lot. I would be lying if I said it wasn't challenging. There are a lot of challenges in golf, both on the course and just personally. Everybody's lives are different. Everybody's set up differently. With me, I have 2 small children, so juggling the mom life, the wife life, the work life, and just me life, really, committing to golf and saying this is what I want to do and I'm all in, making the time for that, moving things around, finding babysitters when my husband couldn't watch the girls, like really committing to it. So that, in itself was a challenge. This has been a whole year of just giving myself grace, because you think that, oh my God, you got to be like, great immediately, right? Because you're up against these guys who have been playing their whole life, right? Like they've been in and around golf their whole life, and you're just starting out and you suck. But here is the secret: everybody sucks. everybody, everybody. Like, go to the driving range and you'll see that everybody's trying. Nobody there is Tiger Woods, right? Nobody there is, Scotty Scheffler. Like, no, everybody's average, right? Unless you are a professional golfer, you're average, right? And sometimes below. I've played with guys because, get randomly paired up at the golf course, and I've played with guys who've been playing for 20 years and they're just as bad as me. But the one thing that people miss is that people play for fun and they play for the love of the game. And when you get over trying to be perfect, when you get over, just I gotta be Tiger Woods, when you get over that mindset and you just start playing, like, it's actually pretty fun. So it's been a year of grace. It's been a year of grace. It's been a year of juggling, just life in general, trying to make that time, that me time work and commit to it. And it's been a juggle just budget wise. Golf is only as expensive as you allow it to be. I spent this year really trying to make golf fit within my budget. And it was challenging at first, but I got very successful at it. Going on Amazon, getting, my golf clothes from Amazon, TJ Maxx, Ross, like not being afraid to not spend, $100 on a golf skirt. Like, really? Who has, well, there's a lot of people who do, but if you're like me and you are juggling life, the last thing you want to do is spend like $100 on like a golf skirt when you can go on Amazon and get it for like, I don't know, 20. So really navigating those beginner waters was a challenge this year, as well, but I wouldn't change it for the world. And it's just been a great year of growth. It's been a great year of trusting the process. From the very first time I hit the ball successfully to, every time I go to the driving range. And one thing that I started doing was filming myself on the driving range and being able to see that growth, to see how my swing evolved over time. I took lessons in the beginning, so that helped set a solid foundation. But I'm the type of person, it doesn't matter how many lessons I take. If I'm not putting in the effort, if I'm not putting in the practice, it doesn't matter. Like, it literally doesn't. So taking what I learned from those lessons and really going out onto the range and critiquing, my swing after, watching the video, that was so helpful. But being able to look back on those early days and just see, wow, look at my form. Like, I was crazy looking. Like, I was out there looking like all kinds of crazy and hitting the ball all over the place, which I still am hitting the ball all over the place, but it's less and less than it was when I first started. But filming myself was great. So being able to take this time to go, back a year and see where I started to where I'm at currently. I have a million years to go, but I'm enjoying the journey. And that is going to lead me into 5 tips that a beginner golfer should know. These are things that, I wish that I would have known in the beginning, and some things that I found out, throughout the process that I was able to really structure my journey. So let's get to it. Tip number 1, start with your short game first. I made the mistake, like a lot of people do. You go to the driving range and you pull out your driver and you just start hitting the ball, right? Like, you're smashing the ball because that's what you see everybody else do. That's what you see on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like, everybody is smashing the ball with the driver, right? Like, that's the glamorous side of golf footage, is the driver. And one thing that I didn't realize is that golf isn't really about the drive. It's about the short game. It's about putting. It's about chipping. Like, there is a phrase called putt for dough, drive for show, and it's 100% accurate. I was on the driving range once and a golf instructor was helping me, and he said, listen, you really need to spend 80% of your time like putting and chipping, and then 20% of your time working on your drivers and your irons. But start with your putting and chipping. And at this point, I had been, at the range for months and just honing in on the driver. And when he said that, I was like, wow, I wish I would have known that from the beginning, because I would have started there. So I was able to take a step back reset, rewind, and start with my putting first, start with my chipping second, then go to my driver. If you can master your putting and your chipping, not only does it help lower your score, saves you strokes, but it really helps hone in on your game, like in general. Yes, it's important to hit the ball. Do not get me wrong. It's important to get the ball off of the tee. Like if you can't get the ball off of the tee, then you're in a lot of trouble. But getting the ball off of the tee is not as important as what you do after that. So taking that time to really hone in on your chipping and your putting first really sets the stage and gives you a super solid foundation to your golf journey when you first start. Tip number 2, do not be afraid to buy used golf clubs. I know there's this stigma with trying to keep up with the Joneses and buying brand name this and brand name that. But when you first start, you don't really know if this is something that you're going to commit to a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. So why go out and spend thousands of dollars on, golf clubs and equipment when you don't really know for sure if this is it for you? So start with used clubs first, or even rent them. Rent clubs or buy used clubs. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. There are a lot of stores that, their specialty is used clubs. So check those places out. Like, don't be afraid to get something used. Go to the Goodwill. Goodwill actually, you would be surprised. Goodwill actually has, depending on the store, they, from time to time may have golf clubs. So really go that route first. It doesn't really matter what your golf clubs are in the beginning, because the most important piece of equipment is you. And I'm going to say that again. The most important piece of equipment in your golf game is you. You can give Tiger Woods a mop and he'll be able to hit that ball like far. Right? He'll be able to play with whatever you give him because he has honed in on himself. His stance, his game, his structure, his swing, his backswing, his, wrist hinge. Like he's honed in on him. So it doesn't matter what you give him, he's going to be able to hit it with. So you need to really process that and know that it doesn't matter in the beginning. You really need to just start playing, and getting used clubs helps the budget and it eases the tension of commitment. It eases the stress of, well, if I spend $1,000 on some clubs and, I don't really like it, like I've wasted all this money. So it really, it X's out all of that. So don't be afraid to actually start with a used set of clubs or rent clubs, but go there before you spend thousands of dollars. Like that is the best tip that I, can give you. I started with Wilson's. It's, Wilson's brand, and they are beginner golf clubs for women. I believe I got them on sale for like $275 or something like that, $300. And I still have them a year later, and they're great. I didn't start with PXGs, Titleist, Callaway. Like I didn't start with the big boys. I got with something that was within my budget because I wanted to make sure that this was going to be a thing for me before I spent that money. And one thing that you'll find is you're going to change clubs over time. Because your game changes, your swing changes, you change. So wait until you've gotten to that point of, I know who I am as a golfer. And then you go get clubs that are a little bit more expensive because you can actually get them fitted for you. You can get them tailored for you. So yeah, save all of that till, later on down the line, but get you some used golf clubs first. Tip number 3, I would start with a par 3 course. I didn't really know what a par 3 course was when I first started, and I wish that I would have. Par 3 course is, it's basically, par 3 means that you have 3 chances, right? 3 chances to get the ball from the tee into the hole. And these courses are generally a little bit shorter, and you can play them quickly. And they really force you to hone in on your short game because you don't really necessarily need a driver. You can play them with like your 7-iron, your 8-iron, your wedges, and like your putter. So it forces you to hone in on that short game, which you really need to do anyway. So if you're starting with your chipping and your putting at the driving range, go from the driving range to a par 3 course. That will continue to hone in on your short game. Then you can, upgrade to the big boys, to the big leagues, to, the par 4s, the par 5s, the 18 holes, like all of that. But if there is a par 3, course by you, definitely check that out. They're generally always beginner friendly. They don't have a lot of challenges to them. There's not a lot of hazards. So it's good, especially for your ego. You won't lose a whole lot of balls, at a par 3 because they're a lot less challenging. A good portion of them are. Everybody has to start from somewhere. So start there. So tip number 4, pace of play. If you're going to play bad fast. So pace of play really is, you don't have a million years to play this hole, right? Like you don't have all day because golf courses like to churn people in and out. And you're going to have a team behind you that's, they're ready to play. So a good portion of the golf courses that I've gone to, the pace of play is 15 minutes, meaning that you have 15 minutes to play this hole, right? From the start, from the tee box to the green, you have 15 minutes. So keeping up with the pace of play is very important. But with that, there is a phrase that I love. It's called, if you're going to play bad fast. And that is perfect for beginners because let's just face it, you're a beginner and you're bad, okay? You're bad, deal with it, revel in it, bathe in the badness, accept it, own it. It doesn't matter, right? You're bad, but just do it quickly, meaning that don't try to, putt. If you're on like the 5th stroke trying to, put this ball in, just pick the ball up. Don't look for your ball. Don't take 20 minutes to look for your ball. Just RIP ball and just go to the next hole, right? If you can't hit the ball that far off of the tee box, completely fine. Don't take 20 strokes to like get to the tee, get to the hole. Just pick the ball up. It's completely fine. You're a beginner, but you don't want to hold up the people behind you because that's a whole other thing. But just play bad, but play bad fast. Like get through it quickly, but also enjoy yourself, right? Like enjoy yourself. Don't feel rushed in that sense of I gotta hurry up. There is a pace of play, but a good portion of the people know that things take time. Golf takes time, and a lot of people go to the golf course to enjoy themselves. So hopefully you won't run into too many like a-holes out there who are like really driving you to like get through this hole. Hopefully you can get to a course where you can take your time, but just be aware of the pace of play, but have in the back of your mind, okay, I'm going to play bad, but I'm going to do this fast. Tip number 5, let go of the driving range. This is a tip that I had to learn the hard way, and this is why I included it in these tips, and that is let go of the driving range. Let go of the driving range. And what I mean by that is, if you've ever heard the phrase analysis paralysis, that means that you can overanalyze and be so frozen that you can't move forward. If you're not careful, the driving range can be the exact same way, especially for a beginner golfer because it's the perfect environment. You have unlimited times to hit the ball. There's no challenges, there's no bunkers, there's no water hazards, there's nothing. It's perfect. And it's a safety net. It's your safe haven. Well, you have to get off of that driving range and you have to face the inevitable, which is the golf course, right? You're just putting off the inevitable. And a lot of beginner golfers do that. And I did that because it's intimidating. The golf course can be very, very intimidating for a beginner because there's so many elements, there's so many things that are unknown. You know, your mind is going a million miles an hour thinking of all the things that you're supposed to do with your swing, with your backswing, where does the ball go, what tee is this, and what par is this, and you know, the grass is high, the grass is short, like there's a rough, there's all these different things, right? So it can be intimidating to make that transition from the driving range to the golf course. Right? But you have to commit to the process. You have to commit to, you know, the game, and that is playing on the course. So take a step back, practice a little bit on the driving range, but then go to the course. Like I'm telling you, rip the Band-Aid off and just do it, right? You're going to make a fool of yourself. Like we said before, you're going to be bad, revel in the badness, play bad fast, but let go of the driving range. Here is a bonus tip. You're not that good to be that mad. It's something that I heard the beginning of my journey that really struck me, and it kind of made me laugh a little bit too. Someone said, "You're not that good to be that mad." And it made me laugh because I thought, you know what? You're absolutely right. Like, none of us are that good to be that mad unless you are a professional, and even professionals have bad days. But unless you are a professional, you are an average golfer or a below average golfer like me, you're not that good to be that mad. Like people are out on the course, they're getting mad because, you know, they're not shooting the way that they want to shoot. You know, they're losing balls or they have too many strokes, whatever it is, they're breaking clubs, they're throwing balls. It's just, it can be a little chaotic and it's unnecessary. And especially as a beginner, not only do you need to give yourself grace because you're still learning, but one thing you need to remember is, what's the point of getting mad, right? Like, I'm not trying to be Tiger Woods. I'm out here because I enjoy the game. I love the scenery. I love the company that I'm with, and I'm having fun. That phrase allows me to keep things into perspective. You're not that good to be that mad. So when you're starting your journey and you're out there and you feel yourself getting frustrated, just keep that in the back of your mind because it'll make you laugh a little bit too. Like, reality check, get over yourself. It's not that serious. You're not that good to be that mad, and enjoy the game and just go on with life. It's not that serious. And that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for joining my journey. This first year has been amazing. I have met some really cool people. I've been able to travel and play golf at some really great places, and I'm just enjoying it. I'm really enjoying this process. I'm really enjoying this journey, and I'm so happy that you are coming along with me. I can't wait to share more content with you guys. So thank you for watching. Until next time.